Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
She knows the plan. 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. If you have anything growing out in your yard and you want advice on how to make it grow better, you're going to need to call in.
Happy birthday,
Wait,
Carolyn.
what?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Carolyn.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Carolyn. Happy B-Day. Happy B-Day, Carolyn. Oh, yeah. Feliz cumpleaños.
She does it in Spanish and English. Come on, Carolyn.
Cool.
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So, if you have a question for Carolyn, you can call in and ask it. The number is
That's right.
622-9622. We are live, not Memorex.
That's it.
Well, that's an old
That
flashback.
is. Yeah, you got. Yeah, that's been a
So,
while.
how you doing? You feeling
I'm good. Yeah, everything's good. I did want to say,
cake?
just
Got your cake? Got your cake?
I got. Yes, I do have a
Let me show you
cake.
the cake.
It's adorable.
Look at that cake.
That is so cute.
Robin picked it up.
Yeah, I never saw one like that. It's so cute. But if anybody remembers, because it's been a month ago that the Milo's Iced Tea had it was National Iced Tea Day. I think it was June the 10th. And of course we promoted a little bit and tried to do the gift package and stuff like that. Well, Miss Bridget Pace, she was the winner because I did it through collecting names and phone numbers here at the station
Facebook?
and on the Facebook page. And her prize package is here. I've already actually been in touch with her.
Nice.
She's got a nice insulated tote bag, for taking your iced tea on the way. A koozie.
Nice.
Several coupons for some Milo's iced tea because it's like a summer full of iced tea kind of thing. A nice big insulated cup to go with it,
Nice.
and a pair of shades. Oops, where'd the shades go?
Let me see.
Where'd the shades go? They're in there. There we go.
So does she?
And a pair of sunglasses.
So she's
to go
coming
with
by
it.
to pick 'em up?
So she'll be coming by the studio. She knows that they're here, and I'll remind her that they're here because it showed up at the house like Tuesday afternoon. I'm going, oh, isn't that nice? I have no time to get over here to bring it. Let her know it would be here last week, but I believe she was out of
Thank you,
town.
Robin.
So, it'll be here for her. So
That's
at least
a nice-
we finally got it. I was getting a little upset with
Did
them.
you
that
know what it was
just-
going to be?
No, I mean not exactly.
I don't think any of
because
us knew what the prize was.
I wasn't sure. I mean, because they were kind of vague that it was going to have some coupons. It was going to have, this and that. Said something about a cooler, but, I was thinking maybe one of these little things. But, it came in and it was really nice. And I do thank Milo's Iced Tea for providing that,
All right, and you had to have a phone call?
Fantastic.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning.
Mary.
Hey.
Last week you told me what to do with the Jacobs coat, and I followed your instructions. Plus, I added a little bit of generic type of fertilizer.
Okay.
And I am now seeing little leaves starting to pop out.
Oh, good. So that was quick.
Good news.
That's a good thing.
It's actually starting to look pretty good. I'm looking at it right now through the window. My
Fantastic.
garage.
That's a good thing.
Well, yeah, I think so. It's really a beautiful plant when it's got got how all its leaves full bloom. Like
Oh yeah.
the various colors are really
Oh sure.
very attractive.
Oh
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So I'm
Well,
glad.
anyway.
I'm glad it's on its way, making its comeback.
Yeah, and the other thing is, the plants were actually given to us by neighbors we first met when we first moved here, and so I don't even know where you would go to get them in a like Bob Wines or something like
Right.
that for us. But I haven't seen anything like it since. So
Well,
anyway.
yeah, you've got a unique. Could be one that they just stopped growing for a while, And like you say, if you can't find that specific one, it's probably they didn't, that they've stopped growing them. So you have a unique one, and I'm glad it's coming back for you.
Yeah, well, it's actually a row of plants. There's like
Oh.
1, 2, 3, about 5
Okay.
plants in a row. So
Right.
it grows up underneath the window on the side of the garage. And
Okay.
it's pretty if you look at,
Sure.
catch it
Oh yeah.
from the street.
Nice.
So again, thank you again for the advice. And knock on wood. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm hitting my head.
Yeah. Sure.
Anyway, thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome,
Happy
Sonny.
birthday.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Sweet. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah, I think you're going to be getting that all, at least for the next hour. You're
Yeah,
gonna be
probably,
you're gonna be
probably.
getting it won't be
But-
like this, though.
No, it won't be. Or my great animation there on the Facebook page. That was so cute. I loved that. That really made me
Well, we
smile.
tried to
this
make it look like
morning.
a garden.
Yeah, well,
then-
it
and then
does,
it got-
or it's in a
And then it got hard to connect them all.
Right, I got you. No, it worked. It was cool. That was neat. But
So you have plans for your birthday?
I do. I'm going to movies with my daughter.
Nice.
So,
What are you going to go see?
Men in Black International.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
And then hopefully we'll get out of the movies and race back to the house so I can watch USA Women against England in World Cup.
Oh, you're into that,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it was. I watched the Men's World Cup. When it was on, I was like, I got into it. I mean, I don't watch it any other time, but World Cup, it's like, I get it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you do that when you were younger? Did you?
Did I play soccer? No, I never played soccer. I mean, I played. I'm 5'3". I played basketball.
Did you? Were you
When
good?
I was in like anywhere between 3rd grade and 7th grade, and surprisingly, I played center even. And I was pretty good at the
So
time.
see, you don't.
I was short. No, I could jump for a little kid. I could jump, and I also played hockey.
We got back into bicycling, which is something we
Yes,
used
I
to do.
saw. Yeah.
And you saw the snake?
yes,
a
yeah.
rattle- a
How
big
that thing looked big.
I am not exaggerating, Caroline. It
Good
probably was
six-footer?
the width of this table. No, not 6, but how wide do you think this table is? Maybe 5? Maybe 4, 4.5?
40 inches.
It was a
maybe?
long,
Yeah.
big, round snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked big.
And when
It looked-
Robin passed it, it had its head up. So thank God she didn't.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't in a defensive position. I mean, he was just stretched out. He's just cruising along.
I think when she passed him, he was.
Probably felt the vibration of you all coming and looking
yeah.
around. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
unless they're coiled up and.
But he was he was
Yeah.
there. He was too close for
Yeah,
comfort.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that can be a little.
But
Scary.
we didn't kill him. Everybody,
No,
a couple
no.
of people said you should have. A
No,
couple people
it's
said we
like-
should have eaten them.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
No
the
way, I'm
good
gonna eat him.
smoked, Yeah. Good smoked rattlesnake. It's like, I don't
No
see.
way.
I don't see Larry killing that thing, slinging it over his shoulder and hauling it home. Yeah. No. And you were in a park. You don't go killing things in a park. Yeah. Come on.
You know where that was, by the
It
way?
was, you said the road to the land bridge.
The road
Yeah.
going to the land bridge. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that means there's a lot of snakes out
Well,
there.
there's
If there's one,
going to be. Oh, there's going to be. I mean, you're in a natural area, and that's why that area is set aside as nature. I mean, it's you're going to find possums and raccoons and
somebody else said
whatever.
that her husband saw a bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, sure, in those areas,
I
but
don't-
normally, usually
said.
during the daytime.
the
yeah,
warning,
oh,
the
shit.
warning when you first start the trail,
Yeah.
it says the bear activity high.
Right. Okay. So that's
Hello?
because there's cubs. There's mamas,
is that what it is?
and cubs wandering around. So yeah, you never want to get between the mama bear and her cubs. I remember years ago was at camping at Juniper Springs, and it was myself and my daughter and a niece and her daughter, and it was it was warm out. It was nice out. We none of us could sleep, so we're taking a walk, and it was late, and we're just wandering around through the park, and finally came up to one of the park rangers, and the park ranger goes, ladies, we were headed towards one of the parking lots, and said, we saw a mama bear and a couple cubs up here. We'd suggest you head back to campsite. They didn't have to tell us twice. We were hightailing it back, but rather
really.
quickly, and went to bed like good lovers.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The other 2 weeks
Right, the
ago,
blooms,
you pointed
yeah,
out
yeah,
the
yeah,
flowers on
yeah.
the palm tree.
Right.
All right. So somebody asked me to ask you what's the word I'm looking for? Define.
Okay.
What exactly is a flower? If that's a flower, then what does a flower mean? I said I think it means it makes seeds.
Yeah, it would be where the seed producing bodies come from. It's the pollen, the male and female parts of the flower is what's going to, when pollinated, create the seed pod.
So that's basically a sex organ hanging up there.
Basically. You could say that. Yeah. That one's spent. But
that one is spent?
That one's spent, yeah. The other one, because you look across at the one, there by Sears on the funky shaped tree hanging
green
over
one.
is still green.
Yeah.
So that one's still
So does that
coming.
mean these
So
ones...
these ones probably have already made whatever seed and have dropped it.
Oh, okay.
So they look a little beat up, and of course with the wind, you see they blow in the wind pretty easy, and that's how the seeds get dispersed.
Yeah,
So
sure.
that they'll shake out of there when they're ripe, drop to the ground, and bounce. And usually, we're just covered by leaf litter and such, and that's where they'll resprout. So
Yeah. So in my world, let's see, my peace lily and my apple tree both doing pretty good.
And I actually looked at my apple tree yesterday, and I forgot to take a picture. I had my branch. Remember, I told you before, I think, that I had a branch on it.
Yeah.
It's getting nice and long on there. And
Really?
I'm thinking, where do I want to see if I can figure out where to force another branch from?
How do you
and
force a branch?
And I think what I did was that there had been some bad leaves on mine on the bottom, and I pulled them off.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my branch came from.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm going to
How
go up on
high?
the other side. It's kind of low on the tree.
So I have it too. I think
those.
those two stems that come out of mine are actually branches.
They could be.
They're really
they could
low.
Be, yeah.
So
They
will they stay low, or as the tree
yeah,
grows, will
because
they get higher?
tree trunks don't go up. I mean, only the set.
Okay.
Tree trunks grow out.
Hmm.
So eventually, those ones you need some branches to go. Like I said, I'm leaving mine. Mine's probably. I don't know. Did I ever post a picture of?
Yeah, you had a couple
mine
pictures of it on there. Yeah.
I don't know if I'll find them. It's a ways back on there, but it's probably 6 or 8 inches off the ground. So I mean that's going to be too low eventually. So you have to try to get some others up a little higher. But I'm going to let it do its thing now, only because it's a small plant, and let it feed the rest of the tree, because it's got lots of leaves, so it looks real good. And I'm sitting here scrolling. We'll come up to it maybe. Let it catch up and see if we can find it in there. But
do you want to invite some of your listeners to come and have a piece of cake? Why don't we cut the cake at the bottom of the hour?
We'll cut the cake at the bottom of the hour. And what's really cool is we actually have we got gifts we can hand out.
Nice.
At the bottom of the hour. It looks
Gifts
like
from the birthday girl.
We got at the bottom of the hour we've got 3 sets of gift certificates, one for Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, and to add to it, $20 to Time Out Billiards and Buffet.
Okay, I got to tell you something about that
Yeah.
one. It's now called Billiards and Grill.
Right, because they got rid of the buffet, I think.
Yeah, they
I guess
changed the
buffet,
name. I guess the buffet
They
thing didn't work out.
probably were going through too much food without enough.
Yeah.
When you're a new restaurant, it's
Yeah,
hard to
yeah.
sometimes
to figure it
you
out.
try to keep enough.
So it is still good, and they're getting good feedback. I hear from the food itself.
Okay,
but it's not a
I've not
but it's
had
not
a
buffet.
chance. Yeah, I haven't had a chance myself to get over there to to try them. I can, I need to, but I haven't had a chance.
But if
to
you're in the
yet.
area near the Paddock Mall, let's hope we don't have too many people here. And you get a teeny piece
That's
of cake.
right. Yeah, we say how many slices
You got to
can
be
we
here.
make out of it?
You got to come into the studio in 10 minutes because we're going to cut the cake in 10
We'll
minutes.
cut the cake in 10 minutes.
So if you're
and there's-
nearby,
and there's 3 of us already who
come on.
want a piece. Yeah. So
Well, you're the birthday girl. You get the bulk of it.
there
Whatever.
we go. So let's see if
All
I
right,
can see
phone
my
lines are
tree
open
or not
if you
in
want
this
to call
one.
in. The number is 622-9622. There are so many things happening right now out there because it's summertime.
Right.
But is it a good time to start anything?
This time of year, right now, we're sort of in that in between. When it comes to like vegetable gardening and things like that, or even trying to start new things for, like, say, your fall garden. And with gardening, you're always looking forward. If you maintain a landscape or anything, we're thinking, what is next on the calendar kind of thing. But we usually, if you're going to start your own things for, like, cooler season, I'd probably put off on any cooler season flowers. Only because they don't like that heat when you're even in September or into October. So put off planting any of them. But I would be, if you buy your seeds off the racks, locally, go hit those racks up now before they go away. Because retail markets do change, and that's just the nature of the business. They do change, have to change, move things around, and those one day you'll be in there going, oh, I really need to get seeds, but I don't have time today to pick them out. I'll come back next week, and you show up 2 weeks later, and there's no seed rack. Believe me, it's happened to myself as well. So if you're looking for seed for different things, get it now. Before it vanishes. Same thing with your seed starter, kind of products. So.
And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, Hugh.
See, congratulations. I'm sorry I won't be able to make the cake. I'm a little bit too far away.
I got you. No problem.
But I'm on a diet, so it's probably best.
It's carrot cake. It's good for you.
We have carrot cake every once in a while, right? I was going to say, I've got family up in Wisconsin that's in the farming, yes, uncles and whatnot. And, 4th of July was always, your corn should be knee-high on the 4th.
Right.
And, with a terrible winter and very bad spring and a lot of rain that they really didn't need, the corn is coming up, but it's nowhere near knee-high.
Wow.
And in fact, they're still planting stuff yet, hoping to get it in,
Right.
With a crop, but it's been kind of rough for the farmers up there this year.
I can imagine, yeah, because they've had 6 tons of rain up in the
Oh,
yeah, that's been bad. But hopefully they'll get a decent crop out of it in the long run.
Yeah, if the summer can stretch out into fall, and fall not be too cold, they'll be in pretty good shape.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was just a year or two ago that they were in a drought up there, and that's almost worse than having too much rain,
True, because you can't irrigate, and at least now, if the rains have, I don't know if the rains have subsided any, at least the soil is wet, so it should be okay if they're getting. I don't know if they get summer rains the way we do. But
yeah. Well, with the sun high right now and the heat, it's been very, very hot up there.
Right.
It's surprising, but my uncle was saying how fast the soil will dry up.
Sure.
He said he had a lot of little lakes on his property that they're almost gone already in a matter of a couple of weeks of just with some sunshine.
Right, and just the ground having ability to absorb it. Because if they were having a drought just a couple of years ago, it's still catching up more than likely on that, trying to get that groundwater table back up. Just like with us here, when we have dry periods, which this summer so far has been dry. We had that very, very dry May, which that happens. We had quite a bit of rain in June, and then it stopped. Now we're starting July here with not a whole lot of rain. So we got to watch on our own front as well, because sometimes those drought conditions can last for where it'll seem like we're getting plenty of rain, but not really, because we're also playing catch up with it. That groundwater tables start to drop, and then it takes a few years with proper rainfall or excessive rainfalls to bring those water levels back up, the underground water tables and aquifer and all the rest of that back up to what they need to be.
I know when I first moved down there, I lived out in the forest on a lake, and I was out there 5 years, and in 5 years' time, I had a pier that was underwater, and when I sold the place, the pier was 70 feet away from water.
Wow.
And all the old timers said it's 50, 100, 25-year cycles, like you pointed out.
Right. Well, they do usually. Our normal thing is almost like a 7-year cycle. We'll run 7 years, where we're running into drought situations, and we'll have 7 years of good quality water, rain, and then back and forth on those. So we do. It is one of those. I haven't checked back to see what we have been, but I know it has been. Well, what was the 4 tropical storms was in 2004.
I think so, yeah.
So that was plenty of water, and so we're at 19 now. So that was 15 years ago. So we're possibly heading into the bottom of another cycle, or somewhere in the middle of it.
Right. I know what the heavy amount of snowfall in the north this last winter, plus all the rain this spring. Lake Michigan is at an all-time record high, which can be a problem for property owners, and that especially when you get towards fall, like in November, when you get these terrible storms on Lake Michigan, and you get a lot of heavy erosion, like we do down here with hurricanes.
Sure.
So they got their problems up there too with high water.
Oh yeah. So
anyway, let's hope the next cycle is going to be a nice one for us.
let's hope. Yeah, let's just go with good, nice, sufficient rain. Our regular afternoon showers. That's the kind of weather I like. Where you got your morning, but you still got it's kind of going. We need to go. Maybe we'll do the movies in the afternoon because it's going to rain anyway. And then when you're done, you can go home and cook out. Yeah,
right.
That's what I like about it.
We had that pattern because I know where I live here, just about every afternoon. It's raining and thundering either on me or close by, so it's been pretty steady that way through the latter part of June and now into July here. So
right.
It seems to be on that kind of a quick pattern.
Right. But not all the areas are getting rain. I had lots and lots of thunder boomers. Oh, no, I did get rain yesterday at my house. That's right. But a coworker, I asked, well, are you guys getting any rain? Because I was saying, well, the rain might be heading your way, and I don't think they got any of it. Mm-hmm. So
we had a 2-inch rain Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, and that was nice.
Yeah.
But it seems like the last couple of weeks it's a half an inch or an inch or 2 inches.
Not really sufficient. Yeah, not really sufficient for what we should be getting, because the summer months are our wet season. We don't have, like up north, they'll get their snows in the wintertime, and in the spring and summer when that melts, that is the groundwater. That is, the sufficient moisture, and with a little bit more rain somewhat off and on through the summer, but not, with us, we get a little bit of rain in the wintertime, and usually it's our summer months that gives us our sufficient water that we need for the year.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, have a good day and enjoy the cake.
All righty, thank you. Have a great day.
Bye now.
Thank you, Hugh. Let's see, we were about a minute and a half away from the bottom, so let's give an opportunity right now. Tell them what the prizes are.
Okay, we got, and we can do this for 3 different people. We have $20 gift certificate for Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, and also a $20 gift certificate for Time Out Billiards and Grill.
All right.
So we can do 3 people.
So if you call during the break, I will answer the phone 3 times. If the phone does not get answered during the break, that means we found 3 people and you're not one of them.
Right. Isn't that depressing?
But 3 people, come on.
That's a lot
good.
of people.
The number is 622-9622, and we're giving away gifts for Carol Ann's birthday.
There we go.
All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA. We'll take your calls right now, 622-9622.
Says, Carol Ann, birthday, Carol Ann. Happy B-Day, Carol Ann. Feliz cumpleaños, Carol Ann, yeah.
Happy birthday, Carol Ann.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A private Facebook group for Border Patrol agents is being investigated by the Customs and Border Protection Agency and maybe Congress next.
The group, discovered by ProPublica, reportedly contains jokes about migrant deaths, sexist memes, and attacks on Latino lawmakers. Chairman of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, Joaquin Castro, called the page vulgar, vile, and disgusting.
There are many within CBP who become desensitized to the point of being dangerous.
Border Patrol Chief Carla Provost called the post inappropriate.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Nike is recalling a new sneaker over objections by one of the company's endorsers, former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, and others on social media.
The heel of the shoe features the Betsy Ross flag, designed during the American Revolution, a symbol Kaepernick says is offensive, connected to an era of slavery. The sneakers were shipped to retailers, who were then told by Nike to return them.
Fox's Jared Max. There are a few pair out there on the black market. This is Fox News.
Napa know-how. Right now, a quart of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil is just $4.99. That's an amazing price for an amazingly good oil. But don't wait too long. This deal only lasts until July 7th. So do something amazing for your ride and get Mobil 1 full synthetic for $4.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General States pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Limit 12 bottles per customer. Offer ends 7/7/19.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. Lowe's is here to help with brands you need to power through any job, like Bosch. Stop in and shop July 4th savings and save $50 on Bosch's The Freak 18-volt cordless impact driver, now just $99. The Freak gets its name because it's half wrench, half driver, all impact. Plus, get a Bosch Impact Tough 44-piece quarter-inch impact driver bit set for only $14.98. For tools you can trust to get the job done right, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 7/7 U.S. only.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. NASA is conducting critical flight tests of the Orion spacecraft designed to take astronauts back to the moon by 2024. A mock crew module dropped from 31,000 feet tests the spacecraft in a simulated in-flight emergency. Florida's largest sheriff's office has lost its law enforcement accreditation after criticism over its handling of fatal shootings at a high school and an airport. A Pennsylvania man says his 77-year-old mother contracted flesh-eating bacteria and died nearly 2 weeks after she fell and scraped her leg while walking on Coquina Beach. The Star Banner is reporting that a 30,000 square foot business and residential complex is being planned to occupy more than 4 acres of land on Silver Springs Boulevard in downtown Ocala at the site of SunTrust's main office. A shark bit a teenager on the foot as he surfed off New Smyrna Beach, and toy maker Lego and other investors are buying back Legoland from the British entertainment company that currently operates the theme park. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Tuesday will be a partly to mostly sunny day, just a scattered afternoon thunderstorm, the high 92 at the coast, 96 inland. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low 75 to 79. For Wednesday, sunshine and some clouds with a heavier thunderstorm around mainly during the afternoon hours, the high 92 at the coast, 96 inland. For Thursday, Independence Day, partly sunny with a thunderstorm likely in the afternoon, the high 91 to 95. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Thank you, Joe Lundberg. All right, before we go back to Carolyn, we're going to do a birthday. This is your new birthday song right here. There we go. Robin, we need to blow out the candle. We need to watch Carolyn blow out the candle. How come I don't hear you? Oh, there you are.
I don't know. You turned me off.
No, I got you.
Now I can make my wish and blow out the candle. Alrighty.
Hey, hold on. Wait for Rob. Rob, happy birthday, Carolyn. Here we go. Here we go. Happy birthday.
Wasn't there for a second.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to go back to commercials. We will be right back. We just wanted to break into the commercials right there.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm a comfort keeper. I spend a few hours each week caring for seniors in their homes to lend a hand or just be there when they need me.
Being a comfort keeper is a rewarding and fulfilling career. Comfort keepers provide non-medical in-home care and companionship for seniors on a full or part-time basis.
Call 855-592-0013 to learn how to apply to the Comfort Keepers team.
Do something good for your career and for others. Be a comfort keeper. Comfort Keeper's offices are independently owned and operated.
Freddy's Specialty Sundaes. Classic American treats. Made with freshly churned, rich and creamy frozen custard. Welcome to Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. The taste that brings you back.
So now that you have your heart set on Freddy's, all you need to know is how to get there. That part is easy. Just go down Highway 200 in Ocala east of I-75. Then look for the giant frozen custard cone on the wall.
Look now, they're here, the absolute best deals of the year at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. See for yourself at bobwinescamelliagardens.net and you'll spot real deals like these. A great selection of fruit trees including peach, plum, pear, apple, nectarine, pecan, banana, fig, and more. All buy one, get one free. You want more? How about this one? A great selection of budded and blooming crepe myrtles regularly at $9.99, just $3.99 while supplies last at Bob Wine's. And get this, all larger size crepe myrtles, they're also on BOGO. And listen, flowering vines, more than a dozen to choose from, also buy one, get one free. Truckload rose sale too, you gotta check it out at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
All right, thank you. All right, it's let's see, 24 minutes before 10 o'clock. Let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin in the garden with Carol Ann, and she has cut her birthday cake, and we're going to have some.
We'll do it like this so everybody can see.
So we have to test
we got to test
skills.
The cake.
Yeah, test your skills of doing radio and eating at the same time.
That's good.
If you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. We invite you to call in, and had our winners during the break. So thank you all for calling in.
Congratulations to all of them. Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't have something for everybody, but that's how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good carrot cake. That was yummy.
Well, we followed the instructions. You can't kind of tell us exactly where to go.
Well,
that's where we went.
Those, cool. I never saw one like that, though. Those are cute. That was
It's
cute.
a pretty one, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And just the right size. You don't have so much.
Absolutely.
Carrot cake is
How many carrots do you think are actually in the carrot cake?
Trying to remember what the recipes usually are.
Is it a lot?
It's like a cup of grated carrots.
Have you ever been
quite a bit of carrot.
Have you ever been a juicer? Have you ever had one of those things where you put carrots and stuff into a machine and it comes out juice?
No, what I do is I take and I dump this, that, and the other thing in the blender and hit the thing and I have my smoothie that way. But
so it's more of a smoothie than a juice.
I don't do the kale and the carrots and that. I do blueberries and bananas.
Oh, really?
Yogurt
Good stuff. Yeah,
that's my breakfast every morning.
Oh gosh, yeah. We had a health
stuffing more cake in my mouth.
We had a health sponsor one time, and she told us to try whatever it was, some kind of grass.
Oh, wheatgrass.
And you know what it tasted like?
Grass.
Mm-hmm. It tasted like a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, or the way a lawnmower smells.
Oh, yeah. I mean, mine smells earthy, smells fresh, this and that, but I'm sorry, I don't want to drink that. I might want to go play in it, but...
You know what tastes earthy to me is beets. Beets have a
I'm
real...
not a beets person.
I know, but they say it's really healthy for you.
I know, but still.
So because they say so, I'm real gullible with that kind of stuff. So I'll go to the salad bar and put a few on there.
And force yourself to eat them.
Yeah, and I always think, gosh, it sort of tastes like dirt.
It just doesn't have a flavor. And it's funny because, and it's this time of year, it's green peanuts and your boiled peanuts for fresh peanuts and that. And I always said, with the raw peanuts before they're cooked, when it's raw green peanuts, I don't like them raw. I want them cooked. I want them, some roasted, something. I love peanuts. But the raw ones, always, to me, if the color green had a flavor, it would be green peanuts.
Mm-hmm. You're better at this than me.
Yeah. Oh, am I?
Oh, yeah, you talk really well. Food in your mouth. I'm horrible with this. I better not eat anything.
I just used a napkin, that's all.
All right. We won't do that anymore. I don't know what it sounds like on the other end. Probably not nice. The phone number is 622-9622. Somebody came in the door. I wonder if that was
probably one of our winners. Possibly.
Okay.
So. But that's a good thing. But no, it's just it's hot out there now. Be careful. The heat indices are 102. I think I heard them say today.
Oh, we have a cake.
We got it. We got to take
her for the cake.
We got to take her on a cake.
This is Sonia.
That one's Larry's.
I already ate some of that one.
Oh, sorry. Sonia won the gift certificate to Time Out and to Bob Wine.
Oh,
All right,
nice,
right.
nice. And a piece of
And you get a piece of cake.
Yeah, I know. Coordination here.
This is like, the birthday cake where you want the rose because you want more frosting.
Yeah.
The carrot is the rose, right, on this one?
It's a good thing.
Yeah. You get a piece of the carrot.
But no, with it being as warm it is, do those outside chores early. I saw somebody I know on Facebook. Actually, they were on the show one time years ago.
Somebody I would know?
Remember P&K Tiki's?
I do. I do.
Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was saying the other day, going, I tried to pressure wash the house and about killed me. It's like, yeah, you got to do that really, really early in the morning. Real early. Get up. Who cares if the neighbors hear your pressure washer?
Exactly. That was the problem we were having with the bicycling because we get off at 3.
Right.
And it's really hot for the rest of the day. And who wants to go at night?
Right.
I'd rather go early in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's better to go early in the morning just because it has taken a long time for it to cool off during the, in the evening because we're not getting those afternoon showers where it would drop it down. But even when it does, it's still sauna-like.
Yeah, very much.
So do those outdoor chores early in the morning. Plenty of hydration, lots of water. Sodas and things like that do not hydrate you. Drink the water. Planting for next season, solarize your beds for next year. I probably wouldn't start trying to map out new beds. I guess you could, but you figure if you're trying to kill the grass out, it's all going to try to grow right now. So that might be one of those fall and winter projects is starting new beds, but solarize your vegetable areas that are already pulled out of there. Your tomatoes are done. Your beans, squash, and all of that stuff is probably done. If you've got okra, it'll keep going through the summer. Eggplant will keep going through the summer. Your peppers will. So just sort of figure out how to work around that and get ready for the next planting season, which will start in about 2 months. So we always look forward.
It goes quick, doesn't it? All the seasons. They sort of kind of go quick.
Oh, my cake.
But the one thing you can depend on in this state anyway, especially the farther south you go, right, is the fact that it's really one big season pretty much.
It does
just
vary.
Little fluctuations.
Further south, it is just one big season pretty much. But up here, we do have that opportunity November, December, January, February, where it is cooler. We still have seasons because the seasons have nothing to do with temperature. It's it's day length, it is moisture and humidity. Yeah. It is temperature somewhat, but yes, so our fall is much warmer than other parts of the world or of the country. But it's still fall. It's still the humidity's down, the rain chances drop down, the days are shorter, the nights are longer, the nights are cooler. And that's where we get on some of those other things. So, figure it on that we do have, we can still we can grow onions. We grow short day onions. We grow cabbage and cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, beets, all the greens, all that, a lot of different vegetables we can grow here. And then we can turn around, and almost have 2 spring planting seasons. One would be your early March or mid-March one, which is finishing now or probably about done. And then we start over again, that mid-August kind of thing, into August, and run that into the early fall. Where you're getting fresh sliced tomatoes to have with your Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, you'd have never thought to have sliced tomato with a Thanksgiving dinner or something like that up north.
True.
Because they would be coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Of course, I was also the child who always insisted on wanting fresh corn on the cob on Thanksgiving, and that's impossible to get up north, too. But
you got it anyway, didn't you?
It was usually frozen.
Oh, frozen.
It would have been frozen, yeah. So, but yeah, I was one of those bratty child who wants that. What part of Thanksgiving do you want? I want fresh corn. Yeah, it's not available this time of year. Tough. So you got Green Giant niblets, but it worked. It made me happy. Yeah. But it was so in the garden now, in the lawn, and I know I said it last week, and I've said it, for several weeks, you're done fertilizing for the season unless you're just using something that's more of an iron, a magnesium source, manganese. One, it's getting too hot. Just like the wintertime, they don't take it up real efficiently. When we get rain, we can have anywhere from that half an inch to 2 to 3 inches. So it's either washing it away or giving it just what it needs. So we don't want to fertilize, and we don't want that runoff. For the last couple of years, we're hearing on these algae blooms and the red tides and this and that, and they can be linked to nitrogen sources. True, you as one homeowner, what runs off of your yard probably isn't much, but collectively, it can be a lot.
That's it, yeah.
And it's a non-point source pollution kind of thing, is that if you put down your fertilizer and it rains like the dickens in the afternoon, and a lot of that runs off down the storm sewer, where does that water eventually go? Down to the lakes and creeks and things like that lead to our into our rivers. So everybody likes to blame big farms, the big agribusiness and things like that, and septic tanks and things like that. They are a big part of the problem. But we, as the homeowner, don't need to contribute to it.
Good point. Really good point.
It's just one of those kind of things.
And you know what I love about the fact that you're saying that? I know you. And you're not what they would call a tree hugger.
I'm not.
You're not. But what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
Being a good steward of the land, right, and of the environment. And whenever we have guests on who want to argue about global warming and all that, I will always say, there seems to be a disagreement, even though they'll yell at me for saying that even. I'll say, but we are in agreement with what the ultimate thing you're saying, which is to be a good steward.
Right. Yeah,
There's no disagreement on that.
We're only here a set amount of time.
Yeah.
We don't know where we're going, but there's other folks that are going to be here after us and after us, and we can't, just trash the place. They made a television show out of people who can't trash anything. And have a good chance at, hoarders.
Oh, okay.
They trash. They everything is you don't want to do that. I mean, it's that whole thing. You look at that and you see a build up, and so it's just something we have to. And I mean, like I said, like you're right. I'm not a tree hugger. I like being outdoors. I love the outdoors. I love the water. I love the environment, gardening and all of that. So, but I'm not anti-putting fertilizer down. If you need to use a pesticide, use a pesticide.
That's why I like the balance in your show. It makes sense. It's common sense. And
read and follow label instructions. And that way you're using it correctly.
Forever. That's going to be...
That's my mantra. I mean, when you bake a cake, you don't just dump the stuff in the thing and do whatever and throw away the directions. If you're anything like me, you dump the stuff in and you read the directions and you do the thing, you throw the box away and you pull the box back out and follow the next set of directions, you throw the box away and you bring it back out. How long did I have to bake that for? Follow our directions.
Bling. Somebody went bling on me.
Oh, no, I think that was me.
Oh, that was you?
I think I got a birthday greeting.
Well, that was nice. That was nice.
My volume, I guess, isn't down on the laptop. It's down on the phone. That one I know.
Phone number is 622-9622 if you'd like to call Carolyn. We've got about 12 minutes left in the show.
And with it being 4th of July week, people are going to have fireworks, this and that. Be mindful. People with pets don't like fireworks. Most of the time, they can have very stressful issues. Pets run away. Make sure your dogs and cats have collars on with tags. That's the best way to get them back should they run off or anything. Talk to your vet about possibly getting something that'll help calm them down. We always used to do the dog with Benadryl. A couple children's Benadryl. Yeah. And actually the vet said, use Benadryl. But call your vet and ask about that, a few hours before, the big boom booms are going to be happening. Also, there are people who have a problem with fireworks.
Sure.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Folks with PTSD, military, and anybody with that kind of thing. You get fireworks and stuff like that going off, and so just be respectful. It's not a week-long blow the fireworks off celebration kind of thing. It's a one night. Leave it at that. And
Unless you're in Disney World.
And realize that, guess what? Most of those are illegal. Yeah. The only thing you're allowed legally to have in Florida is basically sparklers.
Yeah, right.
And be careful of those even around your pets. If you're out cooking out and got the sparklers with the kids, because they are very, very hot. They showed on the news where they put a heat thing on it, and the temperatures were 300 degrees, and those wires, that spent wire stays hot, so make sure you got a bucket handy that nobody's going to touch that by accident, when you're done with it. The kids aren't just throwing them on the ground or anything. You step on it barefoot, or the pet step on it or something like that. So just careful holiday. Long weekend for many people, and it is for me as well. Actually,
So we were thinking about flowers for your birthday, and we thought, well, you grow flowers, so giving you flowers would be like giving you work or something.
No, the cake's better.
The cake. Well, that's why we did
cake's better.
That's why we did the animated.
Yeah, that was, and that is so cute.
attempt.
I love that. I do. I think that was so neat. That was the first one I saw this morning when I got up, and that was so cool. So
you're going to see Men in Black.
Gonna go see Men in Black. Yeah.
And remind me what that story is about. They aliens or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is, I think, the fourth one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the fourth movie.
So what do I know?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Oh, they're hilarious. They're so funny.
I knew there was one. I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good.
And what is the difference about this one? This one has women, right? Not just men.
This one,
There's women in black too.
well, yeah, but it's still Men in Black. But I mean, there was on the other ones too. You don't have. You don't have Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, they're not in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's different characters. So, but it'll be different, but it should still be. Okay. I've heard it's still really good.
Were they in the first three?
They were in the first two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it changed, I think on the third one. I forget. I'd have to break out all my DVDs on those and watch them. I should have done a binge yesterday and watched all the Men.
So how do you carry your gardening tools with you? Do you have a wagon or something?
When I at home.
Anywhere where you go.
Well, usually at home it's just either they're in the wheelbarrow or I use a giant flower
in a wheelbarrow.
pot.
Do you hire yourself out to help people with their lawns?
No, I used to, but not anymore. Yeah, I just don't have the time.
I'm pretty sure at Bob Wine's they do, right? That's part of what they do.
They go out and they plant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'd go out and do regular landscape kind of thing, but they do plantings or they don't do the landscape maintenance.
Do you know we were talking to a lady from on top of the world? It's a beautiful community.
Yes, it is, yeah.
But did you know you have to get permission to plant certain things in your yard?
Anything with an HOA.
Is that right? Everywhere, huh?
I mean, most of those, that's because they want uniformity.
So if I went over there and lived, I couldn't plant my apple tree?
Probably not.
Oh, no.
You would have to keep it in a pot, so it's not
in a pot.
where you're maintaining it, because they have certain issues on, and then it can't probably be in the front. It would have to be in your back on your Could
I sell the apples?
That's the issue. Yeah.
Did you see Ocala has allowed now chickens?
Yes,
in your yard,
in the city limits. Yeah.
But you can't sell the eggs or something, right?
Probably not, but you could always just give them away to family and friends. And if they want to slip you some money as a tip, who cares, But, your fresh egg. And I believe no roosters.
That's right, no roosters.
Yeah, because roosters don't do any, they really don't do much good, except they do kind of protect the hens somewhat.
I hope that the male of the species is good for something.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not looking for fertile eggs, so you don't need the rooster.
I'm not a rooster, but I feel left out. You ready for the phone?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, this is Sonny again.
Yeah.
I live in a 55-plus community.
Okay.
And I criticize the, you have to go get okay to get this and do that. But believe me, there are some people that, I'm planting nothing but Florida plants. Well, they planted so many plants and bushes and things. The only thing you could see of the house was the garage door and the top of the roof.
Right.
And it really looked very
right. It's not
very. Didn't even look woodsy. It looked worse than that. It looked like a dump.
Looked overgrown is what it.
Yes, very much.
And that's what people have to realize, that when you're doing even native plants, that native plants aren't always the most pretty plant in the world. During certain seasons, you're letting them go to seed, so that plant's all brown and dry and giant, and so it just doesn't look nice. Or if it's not in bloom, you're right, they can look unkempt, and that's why the HOAs have specific rules and regulation on that.
Well, it sounds really corny and, old-fashioned or whatever you want to call it, but believe me, some people, their taste is really not in their mouth or in their brain.
There you go. Right. Yeah, that when they're thinking, they're not looking at what's going to happen. And see, my thought even is, you make all kinds of changes to the garden, and then what happens when you decide to either sell or something happens and you can't maintain that, you're kind of stuck, or the neighborhood's stuck having to look at something that might be overgrown, or that
it becomes a harbinger for all kinds of unwanted critters. Rats.
Yeah, other vermin and
we got
things
Norway
like that.
rats here. I haven't ever seen one, but
no, I don't know
I've
if we
heard
got
of it.
I don't know if we have any Norway. I know we have fruit rats and tree rats, roof rats, but I've not. The Norway rat.
It's another thing for wild cats to make a place for them to hide out.
Right.
And it's just not. Besides not looking good, it's not good for
the
your
community.
Neighbors.
Yeah, for the community. Right.
Anyway, have a great day.
Thank you.
Happy birthday again, and have a good day. Bye now.
Bye-bye. And I agree. I mean, the reason the HOAs do the regulation that they do is for the whole community.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And I know that everybody was all for allowing vegetable gardens in the front yards of homes, and that's one thing I was never for. If you didn't have a backyard, backyard kind of is weird, because there's a lot of times that your vegetable garden doesn't look real good, or it is bare. And, throughout the neighborhood, it's going to look kind of odd. Or again, that whole thing, if you can't maintain the garden kind of thing, especially if it's in a 55 plus, somebody's got to be resodding over that and taking that
eventually,
taking that apart. Yeah.
You know what I never have shared with you or this listening audience?
What's that?
When I was a kid, the house I grew up in the basement, had a potato bin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did not grow potatoes.
No.
But the house was there, I guess, when there were potato farms in the area.
Okay.
And they actually grew potatoes in the basement.
Grew them in the basement?
Yeah. As kids, we used to go down there.
Okay.
And you could still see them. They would still come up. They were left over from whoever had the house before us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I'd have thought, usually a potato bin's just where you store your potatoes.
No, it had a soil bottom to it.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know how the guy did it. He had because we had a crawl. We were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool. I mean, it was a room about the size of a normal bathroom, I guess.
Okay.
A small bathroom.
Okay.
But the ceiling was not. You couldn't stand in it.
Was real low.
No, you had to crawl through it. Yeah.
Well, that's why I thought that it would have been
I can still smell it to this day. Thinking about it, it had a smell. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that real earthy.
I wonder if it's still there. Wonder what the people living in there now do with it.
They probably just took it apart and maybe opened that up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And not too many people store. I mean, I guess in certain farming areas and that they do still have root cellars where you're keeping the carrots and the potatoes and things like that, because it becomes less expensive to feed a family if you can buy. In bulk, you just have to have those temperatures right, which that's usually where basements.
It was cool down there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we would hide when we were doing hide and seek, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knew where we were.
Oh, my aunt had one of those, and I used to hate. I wouldn't go down there and go look. I wouldn't go down there and go look for you. Sorry, can't do it. No, and if the frisbee went over the back fence because their house backed on a cemetery. So.
Oh no!
Yeah, the frisbee could stay there.
What a delicious cake, by the way.
It is. Thank you so much.
And have a happy birthday, Carol Ann, and enjoy the movie tonight. And thank you for everything you do. For those who don't know, Carol Ann volunteers her time to do this, and it's really nice. This is even your vacation week, right?
It is. I'm on
so
vacation.
thank you for coming in. Happy birthday, Carol Ann.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster.